and Limbs by Lord Vades. Notice how Rayman has no actual arms or legs. The only thing visible with Rayman's movements will be his only arms and only foot and head that only moved. I found that scary when I was younger. I have had this thought for nearly a year now, and it's creeped me out ever since. A few months ago, I went to a garage sale I found while strolling through the park. I love garage sales. You always get the best bargains, so I would never miss them. I walked into the garage sale, and the first thing in sight and was nearly everything from toys to furniture. I happened to see a Wii version of the game Rayman Raven Rabbits. Notice it's from the front cover. I threw when I first saw the front cover, it looked different from when I remember. The author name was Rayman Rabbits. If the game was leaked. Also, a clarification was rated MA plus 15, which I thought was odd at the time, as the game was a kid's game, if I am right. The game's case was busted for the CD looked busted. If the CD looked perfect fine. I asked the man behind the counter how much the game was. His face turned white like snow and said to me that I could have it. I felt the urge to ask why the front cover looked different. He told me that it was a leaked version of the game and only a few exist. I asked how he found the game. He told me that he found it outside of Ubisoft's headquarters near their trash can. I was so excited to play it. I was just so hungry for nostalgia. Now I got the game. At first I was little scared, to be honest. I opened the busted CD case and inserted a disc into my Wii disc slot. The game loaded up and the title screen appeared. Looking at the game's title screen, it seemed fairly normal. It was just Rayman doing all types of things. There was something that seemed off about Rayman. His arms, legs, and neck was visible. I guessed that it was a glitch, and ignore it. I pressed play and made a new save game. The game opened with Rayman sitting in the forest with some frogs. The frogs got pulled from the ground by the rabbits and pulled from the ground up. Now, rabbits are bunny-looking creatures that are really crazy. Personally, I never understand them. And if I can remember, they formally obey a big black rabbit named Commander Sergway. The rabbits stare at Rayman for a good 30 seconds, and for a split second, a blood drop came from the rabbit's mouth, which was very odd, I thought. The rabbit let out a huge scream as if they were being tortured, which I thought sounded very odd, and a huge Commander Sergway came into the scene, kidnapping Rayman. Rayman ended up into his customizable prison cell and was forced to do tests. I choose Rayman to walk outside his cell. I was escorted by the rabbits outside. The first thing I see on my screen is rabbits raging and screaming in the audiences. I even saw a rabbit with a pitchfork. Even some of them were vomiting blood of how angry they were. I got scared, but the curiosity took over me, and I wanted to play more. I'm walking to one of the tests. It was usually as accepted. Oh, hang on. I walked into one of the tests. It was usual as expected. There was one game called, if I can remember, Rabbits Get No Presents, where you had to run with a present that is about to explode and give it to another rabbit so they can blow up. It was funny through. What creeped me out was that Rayman had his arms, neck, and legs visible. It's gotta be a glitch, I guess. I paused the game and searched up on Google photos of Rayman, and all of them came out as the usual Rayman with no legs and arms and leg and neck. It's gotta be a glitch. I kept telling myself, after every few tests you finish, you get a plunger, and Rayman uses those plungers to stack up out the window in his customizable prison cell to escape. I had a few time at the time as I finished more and more tests. I had to find a test name. Bunnies don't use toothpaste. It was a game where I had to pull out worms from the rabbit's teeth. As I was pulling out worms from the rabbit's teeth, I happened to see for a split second a female Rayman replaced a rabbit while hearing a cry. I saw this and let out a huge "what the." I got sick of these glitches, so I stopped playing for a while. I walked up to my local McDonald's to get something to eat. I just couldn't stop thinking about that female Rayman glitch. What kind of developers would do this? I got the cheeseburger meal, walked back home, and ate it. I turned back on my Wii console and got straight back in the game. Over my eyes, the game glitched to the scene where Rayman stacked up all his plungers trying to escape. Rayman escaped with happiness and joy. The wind was stress rustling on him. He was just so happy. Happier than I actually thought he'd be. After 5 minutes of Rayman running the woods, a jump scare of Commander Circle kicked to my screen with a high-pitched sound, causing my glass of water on my table to break. The game froze into a black screen for a minute, then I saw Rayman sitting on a concrete bed. Tied up to it, Rayman looked around, seeing all other types of Raymans, from baby rabbits to baby Raymans to teenage Raymans, and they all had their arms, legs, and neck. Sounds of crying, moaning, grieving came out of the Raymans. Some were even being suffocated, tortured by the rabbits. I was shaking as hell. I was gotta gag. The blood came out of the Raymans were more than photorealistic. It looked real, as if the developer got a real torture tape and used the sounds and video techniques for it. Rabbits were escorted Raymans to this white room, and I saw a glimpse of a saw with photorealistic blood on it. Raymans were screaming for their loved ones, screaming out, "No! My baby! No!" First time hearing the Raymans speak. Raymans were walking out with no arms, legs, and neck. Some unlucky Raymans also were suffered into rabbits. Every rabbit you kill is another Rayman you kill. I was the last Rayman to walk into the white room in game while being escorted by a rabbit. Commander Sergei instantly put my 2 arms under the saw. Commander Sergei turned the saw on while my Rayman screaming out, "No, please, no! I'm begging you!" I felt so dizzy. I puked all over my carpet as Commander Sergei was amputated my Rayman's arms, legs, and neck. The blood coming out of my Rayman seemed real as it splashed all over the ground. After my arms, legs, and neck being amputated, Commander Sergei threw them into a box filled with other limbs and parts of a Rayman's body. My Rayman walked out with no legs, arms, and neck. The game faded into a black screen, then returned to its title screen. I was absolutely scared. I felt sick, and I puked a few times. You know that game called Rayman Origins? That was just a cover-up for this game. They knew the mistakes they made. They knew that people play this game. Rayman Origins is just a fake origin. The game that I played was the real origin of Rayman. There were other Raymans before, but they had to be killed by Commander Sergei for some unknown reason. I wish I knew. Today I went to Ubisoft's exhibition and seen the lead developer of Rayman, Michel Ansel, next to a Rayman figure. I walked up to him slowly and asked about the game Rayman Rabbids. His face turned white instantly when I asked him and told me not to say this to anyone. I agreed. He told me this. Before I work on my own on Rayman Rabbids, I worked with a man named John Sergei. He was Russian, of course. He was creepy at times and always talked about killing, blood, and how he always write. The scenes you saw were made by him. All I did was create what would be in the original game, Rayman Rabbids. John released and edited the game earlier than its release date. Before I confront him, I played the game and saw the horrible scenes and the glitches that he purposely put into the game. I asked him why he did this. He told me that those scenes where he purposely put into the game were representations of him in the army. When he was there, Grand Sergei was a representation of John. This is what he did to thousands of innocent people, he said. I had to add an adjective to my new game, as we would lose a lot of money if we didn't make our original game. Michelle took a deep breath and told me these words that scared me. When my boss found out about this, he instantly fired John Sergei. My boss told me to get the remaining copies of the game that remained in the HQ to burn them in the trash, as if we kept them, it would corrupt our company. And that was the last time I saw my boss. Okay, that was Rayman Limbs. Final thoughts? Absolutely hilariously bad. Yeah, this is how the bad creepypastas have made, because of, lots of bad creepypastas have to be made from like that, this.
yeah, like the whole cliche hyper realistic blood, it has to be a glitch fiend cliche. Let me see the whole something's odd about the cover of the game, and the ending is just really, just really. Is that kind of confusing or something? Like, really, he's Russian and was like, is he like part of the Holocaust thing? Because I think that's a little too much for a creepypasta to mention a Holocaust reference, which, to my opinion, is not allowed to be in a horror story, an internet horror story with some kind of real life event thing that pretty much very tragic. So yeah, enough of my rambling. There's some points that's kind of hilarious, like the whole the female Rayman the scene is like what the hell type of thing, and I think the creepiest part has to be the whole Rayman getting tortured to death. Like, yeah, I think that kind of reminds me of something from Hostel and Saw, but with Raymans in it. Like, yeah, why not? Why can that be in a better creepypasta? Like, I don't know, Russian sleep experiment with the whole torture scene. Heresy. Okay, enough rambling. So the next creepypasta is gonna be a Shrek one, which is gonna be on Shrek's director's cut. Yes, I know. It's legit meant to release this on Wednesday, but I had to have played lots of Pokemon White 2. Yes, I have got the game last week, and I just really have a blast on it. So that, and also the Talking Friends Halloween special, I think I will release it on like Tuesday, because I think the creepypasta video will be up on Monday, hopefully. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and bye bye.